This might just be one of the rowdiest Dynas we've had in a while. What's up, guys? I'm Isaac here. It's back here at Harley-Davidson with your pre-owned bike of the week. This 2008 Harley-Davidson Dyna Street Bob. So, while you might see 110 on this motor, this one's actually pretty crazy. It's actually a high compression 103 rocking some 110 heads and quite a bit of other things going on in that motor and powertrain. But biggest things to look at, high compression 103. It does have aftermarket air cleaner as well as a Trask 2-in-1 stainless pipe. It's got a few other fun things going on. It is a custom paint. It does have some aftermarket rotors. It's got some chopper it's got chopper house rotors. It's got a Saddleman seat. It's got also the ignition was relocated up to this dash, so you actually have your speedometer here, and then you have this right there, so instead of it being down here on the neck, you've got some stainless T-bars, some aftermarket grips, some braided everything, throttle cables, brake lines, clutch cable, all that fun stuff. It's just simple Dyna that is rowdy and ready to rock and roll, and that's all you need. TC Bros mids with some aftermarket pegs, Bung King bar too. Let's see, 13,000 miles on it, just over. Sounds rowdy. Some ARP bolts all over. Got a fuel gauge up there. Hadn't ridden an old Dyna Street Bob in a minute, but this is, like I said, probably one of the rowdiest, coolest ones we've had here in a little while. So I'm excited to show this thing off and show you what the thing looks like. It's a really good riding position already. Yeah, this thing smooths right out. That's pretty rowdy. This thing's gonna be fun. Yeah, this is a friggin' motorcycle right here. All right, so what do we got going on? Got quite a few fun things. Yeah, it's got that Dyna vibration there. You can feel it in your feet, but when you're on the throttle, it smooths right on out. This thing feels like it wants to be rowdy. You got quite a few fun things going on this bike. Handles great. Some nice suspension. Looks like you got your miles on the bike like I was showing you, trip A, trip B, clock, and that's it. Then your fuel gauge over there. No more, no less. Ready to rock and roll. The Saddleman seats are very nice. I like them. Really locks you in, which on a bike like this, it's trying to party. You gotta be locked in. It's got nice mirrors. There's just something nice about a high-end type bike like this. It just feels so proper and right. Maybe proper's not the right word. This thing's got some get up and go. There's no tach, so I can't quite tell you what the speed it's pulling is, but it's fun. And especially daylight of day, letting all that breeze hit you. Second, yeah, it's 6-speed. This thing's rowdy. This thing's nice. It is a custom crimson paint graphic there. That color with the stainless, and a little bit of bronze accent all over. That's nice. That's what it's about right there. Other things you got pretty much custom dynamics all the way around on it. So nice bright lighting in the front rear. It does have the little blinker module, so when you put your
So when you press down the brake light goes just to let you know that you're stopping. Yeah, and you can put some miles on this thing too, because you do have that highway bar up there, so you can really stretch your legs out some. Does it limit you from leaning? Not a ton. You've got to really be getting this bike over to really start interfering with that thing. So if you're looking for a bike that is set up and ready to rip, and you're a bit of a Dyna fan, then this might be the one that you want right here. This is an 08 Dyna Street Bob that is far from stock. I mean, it's bells and whistles, the right bells and whistles. It's got them. If you don't like a lot of tech on your bike, then this will be it. This one doesn't even have a tack. It's got a Trask exhaust, which is close enough, but it does have a fuel gauge. So I know some folks, if they might be against tech, but they do like a fuel gauge. This is nice. I like these grips too. They're pretty tactile, but the right amount. You know, I don't feel like my hand's gonna slip off the throttle there, but I also feel like I can let them go, or I'm not gonna be, you know, sticking to everything I touch later. It just pulls. It's just simple. It's not crazy, you know, it's not too flashy about it, but you're rolling that throttle and it's coming. Now I just want to see how this thing handles out here on probably the best turns that we can find this close to the dealership. And now we have our nice, shady, and beautiful part of this ride. A little stand-up paddleboarding action out there today. Love to see it. Oh yeah, nice and pretty. I bet this thing is a trip to go rip. Yeah, with the new Softails and how great they perform, and they are pretty fantastic. It's something old school that still can be fun. This old school stuff is still fun, and just the right amount of rowdy. Sometimes, you know, something that's not quite as refined and polished can be a pretty good time. But granted, so far as Dynas go, this one's pretty polished, I'd say. I'm pretty impressed with how polished this bike is and how well it just rides. I mean, not that I ever have low expectations for a Dyna, but the ones that are set up right, they're right. They are so much fun. They're such a good time. Now, if you already have an inmate Softail, would you go get rid of your Softail for a Dyna? Probably not. But if you have a bagger and you're looking for a secondary bike, something that, you know, you can rip around a little bit harder on, you know, you don't have to worry about all, you know, getting your big bagger around downtown. Allow me to introduce the Dyna Street Bob. And this one is pretty partying. And by pretty partying, I mean this thing's like really partying. So, and it's got a big enough gas tank. I mean, you can get some miles on this thing. I want to say it's 4.5. Don't quote me on that. I have to look at the spec sheet. I want to say this one's not quite 5, but I mean it's still a pretty respectable gas tank. So you can get some pretty good range on it. Don't come this way. There you go. Oh my gosh. See, this bike, its sound and power just in the right place to me, I think. Because some bikes, or some vehicles in general, they're just so loud all the time. And then when you're really getting on it, I mean, it's, you know, you're trying to start from a light to go turn into the carpool line, and they sound like, you know, you're trying to push 8 seconds on the drag strip. I mean, and it's like, all right. But a bike that, to me at least, that Goldilocks sound is something that sounds, you know, when you're at the stoplight, you know, it's enough to kind of turn people's heads like, all right, what's you got going on in that motor? Like, that sounds kind of rowdy. That sounds pretty good. But then when you have this thing wide open, everybody knows it, because you are A, passing them, and B, it sounds like this thing's wide open. And this bike's got that. Sometimes if you sit right here, they'll get the idea and move over. But it looks like he is on his phone pretty hard. If you're looking at Rowdy Dyna again, this bike will solve your problems. Really good middle ground. At least to me, the Dynas, now that the Inmate Softails exist, for a good like light rate touring bike, the Inmate Softail's kind of where that's at. The Dynas, they're still great at it. You can do it, but those bikes just seem a little bit better. Whereas this bike seems to be set up a little bit more for this kind of ride. You know, go quick ride to work, throw a backpack on, go tear it up at bike night, go do some wheelies in the parking lot that you have permission to be at, of course. This bike's where it's at. You can lock the ignition right here, so you can't really lock it on, but when it's off, you can. That's your security there, so you can go ahead and lock that up, so that way nobody can, in theory, go hop on your bike and ride it away from you. It is a sensitive throttle, but it's not touchy by any means. You know, yeah, you definitely have to put some mind on it. You can't just be getting all willy-nilly with it, because this bike has power. So, and it's ready to go and do whatever you tell it with the throttle. So you have to be a little bit mindful of what you're telling the bike to do, and not accidentally telling it to go when you don't want to. It's like a tie-dye kind of on the grip. That's kind of cool. These stainless bars these are sharp. I'm usually not a huge stainless guy, but the stainless with this color red and with the black and that stainless exhaust, that's right. Because so many bikes will just be like all black with a stainless pipe, or all chrome with a stainless pipe. But the stainless doesn't quite do it for me that much. But on this bike, paired up with the bars, and there's a little bit more stainless and the gold accents all around and bronze accents all around, like it's right. And even on Lake Wheeler here, I mean, this ain't bad either. On a road right here that's designed for, there is a nicer route to take to get into the dealership, but I do like to test out the suspension on these different little parts here. And that, unfortunately, happens to be a really good place to test it. So, and this bike was parked in the back of the dealership, so that's where we're going to take it. But thank you guys for riding with us. Yeah, this is what a 08 Dyna high compression 103 Dyna Street Bob has to offer, and looks good, rides great, great power, great braking. I mean, looks good, looks great too. We'll keep saying things are great because they are on this old gal. Excuse me. Yeah. She is all warmed up and ready to go put some more miles on. So thank you guys for watching, and if you want to know more about this bike or any other fantastic motorcycles here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson, then be sure to come see us here at the dealership. So in the meantime, ride safe, and we hope to see you soon.